So, just to recap our views, we believe weight loss should be achieved gradually. That means a person needs a diet that they can maintain for over a year if they need to lose a lot of fat. We also believe a person should have a basic understanding of the mechanisms of how fat is gained or lost. Not only does this remove the mental need for wanting a fat miracle cure diets, it also helps long term in making healthier choices and keeping the weight off. So basically, we're all about being able to maintain consistency and having a wide variety of food options available. Now let's take a look at some of the reasons that people fail at losing weight. According to some depressing statistics, over 80% of people dieting regain all the weight they've lost after they're finished. So this kind of diet normally has you eating something like only fruits, some very specific combination of food, or maybe only juice. A lot of these diets have you maybe eating only 800 to 1,200 calories a day, so they're ridiculously low in calories. Thankfully, they normally only last a couple of weeks because they could probably cause some serious damage if you kept doing them for a couple months. The reason these diets appear to work is they normally have you eating a very small amount of food or just liquids. All people probably have around 10 pounds of what we call bloat weight that's easily losable. It's basically just water and other miscellaneous body fluids. So if you're eating normally and your muscles are full of energy, and then you go and eat only about 800 calories of juice every day, let's say, you'll appear to lose a large amount of weight right away. The problem is that obviously pretty much none of the weight lost is fat. Since cleanses normally only last for a couple weeks, you appear to regain all of the lost fat when you go back to eating normally. The standard fat workout focuses on having you do lots of cardio, ab workouts, and bodyweight exercises. There isn't much of a focus on eating, if at all. If there is a guideline for eating, it is usually combined with a fad diet that lists specific foods to eat. They promise that working out alone will cause significant weight loss. They will sometimes promote that they can cause massive muscle gain while losing large amounts of body fat at the same time. From what we've experienced, it's pretty much impossible to gain significant muscle while losing weight. The only reason muscles might appear to be larger is because there is less fat covering them. These workouts also normally exaggerate the weight loss possible, since they tend to focus on the promise of a six-pack in a short amount of time. From our experience, long-term weight loss is mostly due to diet, not exercise. In my opinion, the reason why these workouts fail is they can seem too intense for beginners, which can be very discouraging, especially if you are overweight. Often these programs overwhelm you with overly complicated or strenuous exercises. And when you're really overweight, it is significantly different for you compared to the fitness guy in the video, as all that extra weight on your body makes the exercises harder to do. Even something as basic as running is completely different for me now compared to when I was 100 pounds heavier. If the exercise program includes a meal plan at all, it is normally very restrictive. This can make people crave the foods they are not allowed to eat, making it very hard for them to stick to the diet and making it more likely they will not be able to complete the program. As I mentioned earlier, many people who diet regain the weight they've lost, and oftentimes they gain more weight than they originally lost after a few years. This tends to occur because of the habits they have developed. So if it was an unhealthy diet that originally caused them to be heavy, they will go back to that way of eating over time. Some people also find they don't make working out part of their lifestyle permanently, so after losing weight and being successful, they stop going to the gym. Our minds are normally pretty resistant to change, so if you don't really think about the reasons you want to change, and you just impulsively hop on some 6-week diet, it's not a good recipe for success. If you actually think about why you want to change and how you're going to manage long term, you can get a lot further. Instead of doing something silly like only drinking juice for 2 weeks, you can make gradual and calculated victories towards whatever your long-term goal is. In addition, you'll find that once you start eating more wholesome foods with less sugar, over time they'll start tasting better and better. As I've said before, an apple is like a dessert now, and actually milk chocolate is too sweet. In addition, exercising, if you keep at it, will go from possibly horrible to actually being super enjoyable. That's why a gradual lifestyle change to something that you can maintain over the rest of your life is going to lead to much more success in the long term. Whereas these fads may lead to immediate short-term success, they don't create lasting results. We believe in taking the time to understand how our bodies work in regards to weight loss and gain, food intake, and exercise, and that will lead to a healthier lifestyle. If you're on a diet that restricts the food you can eat to very specific things, it's hard to keep at it year after year. I think it's much better to understand how many calories you need to eat and have the freedom of